Well, hello everyone. It's Angela with Treasure Trove Tarot, also known here on YouTube as Mystic Moon. Welcome to my second channel and welcome to a Witchy Wednesday reading. So we're going to tap into some witchy themed cards. We're also going to get some suggested rituals for your healing and empowerment. Just take what resonates for you today and get rid of anything that doesn't. All the decks I'll be using will be listed down below. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to break down the elements. We're going to tap into earth, air, fire, and water energy, and all those elements represent specific things. So we're going to start off with earth messages regarding our career, our finances, maybe money, physical health, basically the physical world, things that are in your physical reality. So let's go ahead and tap into and see what Spirit wants us to know about that today. What do we need to know about earth energy at this time in our lives for those that are meant to hear these messages today? What do we need to know about the earth energy? Let's look at that. We're going to grab 3 cards and then we're going to clarify. Okay, so we do have choices. So it could be that right now we are up against a choice or at a crossroads in our lives. We have listening. So this is about, are we listening? I almost feel like the immediate message from Spirit is that you've asked for clarity when it comes to making a choice. You have been given the answer, but are you listening? It might not be the answer that you were wanting or hoping for. So sometimes Spirit does answer, but are we listening? And we have trapped. Okay. So I feel like right now, you guys, it could really be about anything, anything in your physical world, like a job or maybe your physical health or just people in your life or even a living situation. It could be that we feel trapped. We feel like we don't have a choice, but actually we are being given some sort of advice on what to do, but are we listening? It's almost like the ego or our fear could be taking over and causing us to shut down and not really be receptive to those answers. So let's go ahead and get some tarot cards on this. Okay, we do have the 10 of Cups. To me, this is telling us that there is a happier alternative. You can be happy in a work situation or your home life or in a relationship, but it is going to require you to listen. You are going to have to make a choice, and sometimes choices are difficult. Sometimes we have to remove ourselves from crappy situations in order to turn things around. So I am seeing here that there is help for us. It could even be in the form of family members or friends. We might need to move in with somebody temporarily. We might need to ask for help. Maybe we're used to doing everything on our own, suffering in silence. But I feel like Spirit is pushing us or nudging us to ask for help and assistance within the support of a group or other people that can be there for us. So there is happiness here on the horizon. We're actually not trapped, but maybe because we're not listening or we're not open to the advice, we don't want to do that particular thing. We're in a way kind of keeping ourselves trapped. We have the Emperor. The Emperor is Aries energy. The Emperor is about being in charge, taking your power back. So there could be something that you guys are giving your power over to, whether it's a person or fear. Where it causes us to feel like, oh my gosh, we can't do this and we can't do that. Actually, we can. We have that wand in our hand and we're basically conducting where we want our lives to go, what we want to happen next. So we are manifesting something new. So Spirit is basically saying we've got to take back control of our life. We've got to step back into our power. There could be this belief that somehow we're not in a power position or that we can't do the things that we want to do. But it's simply just not true. So Spirit's saying we've got to give up that fear. We've got to give up that inner critic or that ego, or we have to step away from something entirely that we've just given too much power to. We have the 3 of Cups. Now, there can be some sort of a third-party situation going on, you guys. Like, let's just say you're dealing with someone who is not available. They're in another relationship. Or it could just be that, you know, things are really casual with someone, but you want something deeper like a commitment. And you're not getting that. And you're continuing to stay even though it's not making you happy. Basically, we have the power to provide happiness in our future, but that might require us to make a choice to step away from what's not serving us. So Spirit's kind of given it to us a little tough here in the beginning and saying, hey, whatever situation that you're in that's not bringing you happiness, or that it's not paving the way to your ultimate goals, which could be commitment, marriage, family, etc., you need to pull yourself out of that and start to create something new, because it might not be in the situation that you're currently trying to make work or invest in, okay? There could be, for some of you guys out there, an emperor on your horizon, as in there is someone that is going to want to be in a relationship with you. They're going to want to have that 10 of Cups with you, but you're going to have to put yourself out there in order to find that person. It won't be while you're hung up or stuck or pursuing someone that's not available, okay? But if this is not love related, this can be work related, as in, let's just say you want to do something different than you're doing right now. You're going to have to make a choice to go out there, meet people, put yourself out there, maybe even put yourself out there on social media, maybe collaborate with friends. Two heads are better than one, right? As a team to make something happen. But continuously sitting around and thinking about how you can't is not going to help you take back your power. It's not an empowering thing for you to do. So there is a message here immediately about our earth energy, that we have to make choices. Sometimes they're tough choices, but there is happiness out there for us, but we have to be willing to take our power and make a move. We got to make a power move, or nothing is going to change. That's the message. So I hope that that resonates with someone out there. Okay. So now what we'll do is we'll go ahead and go into a manifestation ritual suggestion. Okay, so this particular deck has a list of manifestations. That's why we are shuffling these particular cards to see how we might be able to manifest something new. What is the suggestion here? We have crafting creativity. So this is a suggestion with things that we can do to shift the energy in our lives. It says jazz up your workspace with a jar that will get your creative juices flowing. Start by writing your intentions or creative goals on a small piece of paper. Roll it up into a scroll, tie it with a string, and drop it into a jar. Then put at least 2 of the following items into the jar along with the scroll. It says fern, clover, pine needles, sunflower petals, dandelion fuzz, rosemary, or basil. Now, the thing is, you guys do your own research. We don't have to complicate things with ingredients. Whatever is meaningful for you, whatever you deem to be a wish come true, that can actually be a penny or a coin. Sometimes we throw coins into wishing wells, so it doesn't actually have to be one of these things, okay? But the dandelion fuzz, when we're kids, we make a wish and then we blow it. So that one makes a lot of sense to me. But really, this can be anything, you guys. But just your intention alone is enough. But we need to start crafting it by putting it on paper and putting it out into the universe that this is what we want to manifest. So whether this is the right relationship for you, the right job, something that you absolutely will love to do, you're meant to write this down and put it in a jar. This will be a very helpful step into this direction. That will be a power move. So I love that this came up with this particular message. Very cool. So this is earth energy for us today. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to tap into air energy. This is going to be about our mental space, our thoughts, what we are thinking, maybe even what we're creating because of what we're thinking, or things that we're saying, maybe even things that need to be said. So let's see what this message is about, okay? What is this message about when it comes to our air energy, air element? Hey, we have rebirth and reinvention. Oh, I love these cards so much. Look at how beautiful they are. And they have cats on every single card. So yeah, we have rebirth and reinvention. She's in water. So even though we are tapping into air energy, we've got water. Okay, so we have ground and center. So to me, this is earth energy. And we have affirmations for growth, earth energy, okay? So it's funny because literally last month, and I believe it was the new moon in Taurus, there was a potted plant or garden ritual that I put into the suggested rituals for the newsletter. So I don't know if some of you guys participated in that, but this is always a good, it doesn't matter when it is, it's always a good exercise in order to plant things new. So what I'm getting here, you guys, is that it's not enough to say things. We actually have to physically do something. This is our physical way of putting our intentions, like we're saying it, but we're writing it and we're planting it in something, into the ground, watching it sprout, watching it grow, or we're sitting and grounding ourselves in nature and we're putting something out into nature in a physical way. Or it could even be we're using water in order to deliver an intention or create that flow in our lives. So I really love this here. So it's not enough just to think it or say it. We actually have to match this up with action. That's the message that I'm getting here, and it's pretty cool. All right, let's go ahead and get some tarot cards on that. So the rebirth and reinvention, there could be something that you guys want to do that's completely new. And the dolphins always remind me of fun. We want more joy in our lives. We want to enjoy our lives more. So if there's something that's holding you back from just enjoying your lives, Spirit is saying it is time for you to start really, you've been thinking about something for a while. It's time for you to just do it. It's time for you to do it. Make it happen. Okay, well, we have the Two of Cups. So for a lot of you guys, this could be partner related, as in coming together with a person of like mind. It doesn't have to be a romantic partner, but in most cases, the Two of Cups does indicate romance. But to me, this is just telling us that two people coming together that have of equal measure, they both have something to give to the connection or the relationship. It's just two people really complementing each other in life. And I just feel like that's something that you guys want. You want a partner that wants what you want, and you deserve that. So that might be a part of your manifestation or your affirmations right now, but it's not enough to just write it down and, or say affirmations. You've got to put yourself out into the world. You've got to put yourself into a position where maybe you're being social in the physical world or something like that. So that way you can meet these people, you can connect with these people. You need to find ways, new creative ways, things that you haven't been doing before. So that's what I'm getting here. The same old is not going to work. The same old has to change. We have to do something different, and we have to do something in the physical world. So I just keep getting the same message over and over again. It's not enough to think it. You actually have to live this. You have to take the physical steps towards something in order to create something amazing. Ace of Cups. I love this. So it's about starting with yourself. So if some of you guys really want to find someone to share your life with, or you want the perfect partner, perfect match for you, the Ace of Cups is about starting with the self. And I know some people get triggered by that. I'm tired of hearing about loving myself. I love myself just fine, Mystic Moon. I've literally heard this in the comments, and it's not to irritate anyone. It's just simple. The more that you celebrate yourself and love yourself, the more that you're going to attract it into your life. That's all I'm saying here, So, but you can see here, look at this energy here, look at this energy here. So the more that you ground and center yourself in self-love, the more that you're going to attract this in another person, okay? But this isn't just about romance, you guys. This is about if you want to attract new friends or opportunities to work with people, connecting or meeting the right people that are going to take you to places that you're wanting to travel. That's literally what we've got here, because the broom is travel, right? Traveling to new destinations, moving forward, going new places. So I feel like you guys are really wanting something new, but somehow it seems like we feel stuck or stagnant or trapped, right? Like we can't do the things that we want to do. We just need that extra oomph. I want this so bad, but the but is start with the self. Treat yourself the way you want someone else to treat you, right? What would you tell a friend that was in your same exact situation? Apply that to you, right? And I feel also too, you've got to take a step this first step to getting what you want starts with you. So if you want to meet someone, you're going to have to put yourself out there. If you want a new job, you're going to have to do that job hunting. You're going to have to fill out applications, maybe work with a job recruiter, or maybe even some sort of a career coach. You're going to have to start taking some physical steps towards your goals, because it's just not enough to sit there and think about it anymore. So I don't know what that means to someone out there, but that's what we've got going on. Now we have affirmation for growth. So to me, that affirmation is in physical form. Our physical act, the physical act of taking a step forward, making that phone call, doing that thing, that's the affirmation. It's not just words anymore. It's the affirmation is the physical movement. And we have the Four of Swords. Because the Four of Swords is an energy where maybe we've been in for a long time. You know, we're afraid. We have been cut down. We feel like we're not ready. And Spirit is saying, it's time to wake up. It's time to get out into the world again. It's time to maybe socialize. I know sometimes people will say, I hate people. I mean, you know, I know it's tough out in the world, trusting, etc. But I just feel like this would be a good exercise maybe for you. Take a class, join a group, you know, join a meetup in your area, just to kind of get you acclimated again to dealing with people, you know, just getting your feet wet again, especially if you've been in kind of reserve or hiding or hermit mode for a while. But the only way things are going to grow in your life is if you put yourself out there. You've got to wake up, you've got to get up, you've got to put some physical movement into the world, into your goals in order for things to change. It's kind of like, okay, I want to lose weight, I want to feel healthier, but that requires exercise, and I don't want to do it. Well, if you just stay in bed every morning and you don't get up and you don't do that exercise, you're not going to lose any weight and you're not going to feel good. You're going to continue to feel low in your energy levels, etc. So change, sometimes pain is a gain. If we're not disciplined and we're not willing to work for things, then there's not going to be a reward. So it's a little bit of like that, I guess, old-fashioned thinking. The new age thinking is if we just stay positive, good things are going to happen. Not true. Not true at all. Bad things happen to good people all the time. What you put out into the world isn't necessarily what you get back. You know, it just isn't. Like sometimes doesn't always attract like, but it is about being in your, you know, just being in your best energy for you. You're not necessarily doing anything to get anything. It's just the way that you want to feel every day. That's really what's important. And then when you're just in that energy, minding your own business, it's amazing how things just start happening to you as if by magic, you know? So the air energy for this time is telling us here that we've thought about things for a long time. We really know what we want, but now we have to be willing to put action behind those words and those thoughts. That's how things are going to happen. And I do see either a relationship or just two souls of like mind coming together and really complementing each other and making things happen here. So there's like a motivator, a way shower, a mentor, or something that could be coming into your life that is really going to help you to grow and to take those action steps towards your dreams and your goals. So I love that. Okay. So let's now take a look and see what are the energies of fire. So this is all about the action, you guys. This is the action behind the things that we want to do. So what does this energy look like? What is the action? Fire energy, passion, desire. We have chamomile, relax, interesting. So I feel like there's definitely a message about we've been in that Four of Swords relaxing for a while now. There's nothing wrong with relaxing. We're not trying to say that you have to work your ass off in order to see results. But there is something about when is relaxing or trying to take it easy how has this now turned into excuses, making excuses, procrastination, putting things off? I feel like some of this may have affected your energy. We have guardian, familiar. Of course, cats to me, like the cats. Oh my God. If they're laying in bed, it is so hard for me to get up. But sometimes I realize that, you know what? Maybe that's a reminder that I do need to relax every now and then, because usually I'm in this go, go, go mode. So nothing wrong with that. But we need to know when too much is too much. We need more balance when it comes to relaxing and working. That's what I'm getting the messages here. We need to know when to relax and when to go. High Priestess, yeah, see, this is an inner knowingness. This is understanding and trusting your inner compass. Your inner compass that says, okay, it's time to relax and withdraw. It's time to just say nothing. And then there are other times when we do need to speak and we do need to do something here, right? So it's this inner compass, this inner guardian. So I really like that. This is about trusting yourself, trusting your higher self, trusting the energies, actually. Oh, wow, we have the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups is about participating with things that we know are going to draw us towards our goals. So Nine of Cups can sometimes be a lazy and indulgent card, where too much of a good thing sometimes it's not good. So it is overindulgence sometimes that actually leads us astray. You know, too much consumption of food, overeating, over drinking, you know, just all that stuff. Taking too much time off, not having enough physical activity. All those things feel good sometimes, but when we overdo it, we can start to feel crappy. We can start to lose our center. We can start to lose our motivation. And so that's what I really feel is going on here, is that we need to find more balance when it comes to our energy. Because even though with this guardian energy, it can sometimes be, I need to be alone. I'm an empath. I'm super energy sensitive. I can't be around a lot of people. I can't handle a lot of people. But then sometimes we go into this isolation mode where we feel isolated. We feel alone. We start to get depressed. So that would also be an excellent message about balance. We need to know how to balance. We need to know what's good for us, what's not good for us, but not lean into one or the other, you know, too hard. It's like hard left, hard right can sometimes be extreme. What about being somewhere right in the middle? So there's something about our energy field and learning more about our energy field and trusting that our inner compass is there to protect us, but also to push us when we need to be pushed. And we have the Ace of Pentacles. Again, this message just keeps coming through. We need to be more in the physical world. We need to be outdoors more. So if some of you guys are spending too much time indoors, it is time for you to get outdoors. And some of you, that might be hard for you, but maybe even just taking your morning cup of coffee outside will just be enough. That slight change that you need to refresh your energy will be enough. Sometimes, you know, we think, oh, we have to do all this stuff. And because I can't do it, well, then forget it. I'm going to do nothing. Just sometimes that tiny, slight change is enough to shift our energy. So we are being asked to trust these nudges. If right now you're getting an intuitive nudge or a push to do something, you know, different, or to do something, you know, tweak your schedule a little bit to make more time for this or that, or to, you know, you had an idea that, hey, that might be cool. Listen to it, because it is going to be refreshing for you and it is going to provide some sort of growth here. Ace of Pentacles is also about job opportunities, and it's about building something new for the future. A wish come true, some sort of like dream job, could even be like a dream relationship. Whatever it is, your energy needs to change, is what Spirit's telling me, in order for you to grab the things or to get the things or attract the things that you're looking for to you. Something has to change in your energy. So Spirit is trying to communicate with you right now what those things are. and you might need to be more disciplined or less indulgent, take less time, and just kind of push yourself a little more in order to create something different than you've been creating for maybe a while. So it's not really the advice that we want to hear sometimes, like, oh my God, we're really going to have to work for change. We can't just say an affirmation and everything will be better. We can't just do a ritual and light a candle and then magically everything comes together. No, that is a part of manifestation, is our energy, our effort. All of that matters, right? All of it matters. So we have to be willing to put forth that effort in order to see a payoff, is what I'm getting here for the energy field. So that's what we have. So now let's look at the energy here of our emotions, water energy, how we're feeling. This could even be relationships with other people as well. So let's see what we need to know about that energy. Oh, look at that, love. And look at all those people. I kind of feel like some of you may be very energy sensitive. I know I am. So being in big groups or just dealing with a lot of people can be energetically taxing on me. And sometimes I just, need to recoup and be alone for long periods of time just to even, restore my energy. But that can sometimes turn into isolation. So love people, love them with all your heart. Just be sure you love yourself first. Okie dokie. Remember the first message? Or maybe it was the second message. It was all about the Ace of Cups for you. That's how you're going to attract that Two of Cups into your life. So some of you guys are wanting to attract love into your life. You're wanting to attract that 10 of Cups, the right person to you, etc. And, it does come with that message of, okay, treat yourself the way you want somebody else to treat you, right? If you can't love yourself and treat yourself, then how will somebody else be able to do it? So it's very simple exercise. Start showing yourself a little bit love, romance yourself, light candles when you take a bath or a shower, massage yourself, things that you want maybe somebody else to do. Start doing those things. Buy yourself some flowers, buy yourself some chocolates or things that, you want a lover to do. That kind of vibration and energy will start to manifest more of that into your life, because whatever we're heavily focused on, wherever our heads or our thoughts or our energies into, that does tend to build. It does tend to magnify and multiply. So that's kind of this multiplicity, this message here is whatever you want to grow in your life, spend more time in that energy. That's really beautiful. Okay, so let's see what else we need to know here. What else do we need to know? We have the Chariot. Chariot's Cancer's energy. The Chariot to me is all about our destiny. It's our destined path. It's the roadway that's opening up for us. It's that call from spirit that says it's time. It's time for you to go down this path. It's time for you to move forward in your life. It's time for you to disconnect from anything that is holding you back from the life that you truly want to live. So we did start this reading off today with those messages in regards to releasing anything that seems to be holding us back, right? Creating more of this energy here. So let me find those cards because I feel like they're significant. I don't know why I can't find the cards that I started this reading with. That's interesting. Unless I'm just crazy and I didn't do them. Hold on for a second here. Oh, they're right here. I'm like, what in the hell? I am losing my mind. Here we go. Okay. So we had the Three of Cups, the Emperor, and the Ten of Cups, and it was about feeling trapped, right? And we have choices that we need to make, but are we listening? That's the message right there. So the choice to either move forward or to stay trapped and stuck in situations that maybe don't bring us happiness or that we know aren't going to serve us, are not going to lead us to our ultimate goals. That, of course, is a choice, right? But Spirit's saying you can make the choice to move forward on your path and to go towards your destiny. Your destiny is waiting for you, is what I'm getting from Spirit. We have the Hermit. So I do feel like some of you might suffer from that hermit mode, right? You have spent a lot of time maybe on your own, reflecting, maybe even healing, licking your wounds. But it is time for you to get yourself back out there and let people love you, let people in, trust again, learn to trust again. Some of us has been so hurt that we don't even want to try. We can't even fathom even trusting someone else or even like investing time into a person again. I know I felt like that many times in my life, and it almost seems like impossible. Like how are you really ever going to just trust someone again after you've been burned, right? It's definitely hard. No one's saying that's easy. But we do have the King of Wands, and that King of Wands is beautiful because the King of Wands is somebody who knows themselves through living their lives. They find their strength and courage through their life experiences. The King of Wands is Leo's energy. By the way, this Hermit energy. And so we've got Cancer, Virgo, and now Leo. But the King of Wands knows who he is because he's lived his life. His experiences have made him who he is today. And some of those experiences have not been the greatest, but it's taught him a lot. And so now moving forward, he knows what to look out for. And sometimes he will make the same mistakes, or other times he won't go down those same paths or that same road. And he'll do things differently and have a different result. So we live and we learn. We love and we learn. The only way that we're truly living, though, is if we are loving. And that does require us to open ourselves up to other people. And I feel like that's where the real dilemma is with that choice. We either remain the hermit, we remain secure in our little hermit shell, and we don't let anyone in, or we open ourselves up and we take a chance again. We learn to live again. We learn to love again. That right there is life. And I feel like Spirit is beckoning us to live again, to love again, to experience life again. Because I can certainly see here that you guys want it. You do. You want it. You want to feel the happiness again, especially maybe with groups of people, or you want to feel happy in a relationship. You want to feel solid. You want to build a life with someone. You want a secure relationship for some of you, or just a secure life. But something has you trapped. Something has you trapped. But the thing is, does it really? Is it just our minds? Is it just the choices that we've made? I know this is going to sound a little tough love, but sometimes our choices have consequences. And that's not to say that there isn't truly victims out there. Sometimes things that happen to people, they had nothing to do with it. It's just terrible things happen. And they didn't do anything to attribute to the horrible things that, took place. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about if we choose to spend time with someone and we don't listen to our intuition and we discard all of the red flags and we willingly go into a situation that we know isn't right for us, those choices are going to have consequences. Those are the kinds of things I'm talking about. So when we make certain choices, we do have to take responsibility for the outcome. And it might not be the outcome that we wanted or hoped for, but it's still a consequence of those actions or the choices that we made. And so instead of blaming other people, not taking responsibility, we can look at ourselves and say, you know what? I knew better. and just learn from it. Be willing to learn from it. Learn from those mistakes, become more empowered, put up healthier boundaries, speak your truth, speak your voice. How many times in your life do you wish that you would have said something, but you stayed quiet, right? Or how many times did you say something and just waste your time and energy? So that high priestess that came up earlier was about wisdom and knowing the difference when to speak and act versus take a rest and not speak. So it's all about balance. And the only way that we can learn this balance is through trial and error. And most of our trial and error is going to come from the people around us, our soul family, the soul contracts that we have with people. All soul contracts are important. No label is greater than the other. We're going to learn something. We're going to heal. We're going to become stronger. We're going to have beautiful experiences. We're going to feel bliss. We're going to feel pain. We're going to feel everything because that's just being a human being, right? We signed up for it. So that's what we have. So let's go ahead and get a closing message from Spirit to wrap it up. So basically, emotionally, you guys, what I'm seeing here is that Ace of Cups and the love, it's learning to open your heart up again, learning to love, learning to trust, but learning to love yourself first and foremost than anybody. That's what that message was. So that's the energy right there. Okay, let's get some closing messages from Spirit here. Oh, I love this. See with your heart. The time is now to hear the messages. Okay. Well, this love energy, right? And listening. The message that came up earlier, listening. The time is now to hear the messages of your heart when it comes to the love, right? See with your heart. Hear with your heart. It's time to step more into our heart space. Okay? And we can be strong. We don't have to be saps. We don't have to be weak. We don't have to let people steamroll us and do whatever they want. That is not love. All right? That's enabling. That's toxic love. We're talking about healthy love. Okay? So you can also learn to see the good in everyone. But let's not mistake that with if someone really is a harmful person and they're toxic in your life. What that means is that we don't have to focus on that aspect of them and take the bitterness with us. We can just see them in their highest form and just agree that at this time they're not fit. They're not a fit for us, that we can't have them in our lives. But we can wish them well, see the good in them, and just kind of take that with us, right? So that can sometimes be very, very healing, especially when we've dealt with rotten people. It doesn't feel good to focus constantly on how rotten somebody is or how evil somebody is. All it does is it just creates more of more of a havoc in your system, and it raises your blood pressure and it makes you feel bitter. And it also gives people power when you think about how evil they are or you affirm how evil they are. It just gives them power. So instead, learn to speak more from the heart, okay? Speak more from the heart. All right, what's our second message? Trust what you need is there. With love, all can be accomplished. I love that, okay? So that's the thing. And I know it sounds so just wishy-washy, spiritual, woo-woo crap. Trust what you need is there. Trust that whatever is meant to be will be. I mean, sometimes I get tired of saying it and I don't even want to hear it myself. But really, guys, at the end of the day, what you need and what's meant for you will be there. If you have to chase something down or force something, I'm going to tell you guys right now, it's not for you. anything that is for you will work. And it doesn't mean that life is going to be without challenges and that we, sometimes don't have to work hard for particular things. I'm talking about when it comes to other people. If you're trying to make someone love you, if you're doing love spells, or if you're trying to interrupt or, break people up in order to be with someone, that is a telltale sign right there that relationship is not meant to be either at all or just at that time. We need to pull back and we need to maybe wait for better timing, right? Or let's just say you want to do something specific, but yet you don't have the education, you don't have the training, you don't have the tools. Then that just means that you've got to get the training or the certification to do what you want to do. We can't make things happen sometimes. We have to take steps, or we have to wait for better timing. So trust that whatever you're supposed to do right now, or whatever's meant for you right now, will be available, and it will be a road that flows, not a road that's full of all kinds of blockages and pitfalls and a bunch of things that disempower you and make you seriously question everything. That is a toxic path, toxic situation. Learn to discern what is good and what is not good. And time to do it differently. Oh yeah, see, that's the message actually that I got from the very beginning, and I love that Spirit is confirming it here. What we've been doing so far, I'm not saying it hasn't been working, but it's not enough. We got to do it differently. We have to take different steps. If you've been doing the same thing over and over again and getting the same results, you're probably feeling insane, right? It's a saying. You feel insane because it is insanity. Go beyond what you have done before. Do something different. Take a different step. Try a different approach, okay? When it comes to other people, what I'm getting here is just lay off. Pull back, just lay off, okay? Anytime you try to push somebody to do something that's not their idea, they're going to resent you and they're going to be repelled and they're going to want to run further and further away from you. Learn to pull back when it comes to other people. But when it comes to your goals, that's a completely different thing, okay? So if you need to take that class, if you need to get up and do that exercise routine, if you need to start carving out time for yourself in order for you to feel, peace in your life, those are things that you do have control over, but we don't have control over other people. So it's just time to do things differently. Try something different to get a different result when it comes to your goals, when it comes to your overall well-being, when it comes to the relationship that you have with yourself, because just thinking about it and saying it, it's not cutting it. Spirit says we've got to start taking action steps. We got to start, matching actions up with the words. That's what's going to propel our goals and propel the things that we want to create to us. That's what it's going to take. So I really hope that these messages were helpful to you guys. And I just want to say thank you so much for choosing to watch this reading. I do appreciate it. And I will see you guys, I believe, on Friday for another reading. All right, you guys, thanks again. Take care. Bye-bye.